Hey, I'm starting this video in real time. I was in bed after work, but I decided I'm gonna do my makeup and just talk with y'all, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. I wasn't sleeping, but I'll go to sleep after I do my makeup. And I'm going to do a bright under eye look, no eyeshadow. I'll try to pile on the mascara to get my lashes thick, but I don't actually wear falsies. And yeah, it's mainly just a bright under eye. It's from a TikTok. I'll try and tag the TikTok in my bio if I remember. That's my AC that I'm not gonna turn off because I'm not gonna turn it off for YouTube video because it'll get hot in here. But anyways, yeah, so I guess let's get started. Anything else? No. This is like, is this a good angle for makeup? No. Is this what you're getting? Yes. I'm not gonna moisturize my face, or I'm not even gonna put on primer because I am going to wash this off immediately and go to sleep. Hopefully. I really want to go to sleep, but I can't always control when I go to sleep, but I really want to go to sleep today early so I can have a nap and then get up and do stuff and then go to sleep again. But yeah, this is basically only a skin look, so that's gonna be good. I hate doing skin looks when my eyebrows are grown out though, but I probably won't be getting my eyebrows done until like August, because I am doing an internship this summer and I can't have my nails done, and like without my nails done there's no point of me even trying to look good, especially when the only place I'm going is work. So yeah, that's how it is right now. But August 5th, the day after my last day at work, I already have my nail appointment scheduled. I'll probably get my brows done the same day. Like, I will be back. But as of right now, it's gonna have to be like this. Like, it's not gonna get better than this. My hair is gonna be twisted up the whole summer. Actually, it's not. I'm going to a party this weekend, but for 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, this is how I look. If you're watching and you've watched my nighttime routine, I showed my new skincare routine that I was starting, and my skin looks good, but I will say that my skin has kind of always looked good, so I can't confidently say that the skincare routine has been working. I think the skincare routine is more of just the like self-care thing I'm doing for myself. Hasn't made a real difference. I don't know. My skin looks really good, like I can't lie, but my skin has honestly always looked really good, so I don't know if it's different. But maybe if you watch my videos before the nighttime routine, you might be like, girl, it looks so much better. What inspires me to like film these the most is when I watch other YouTubers I like. I just watched Natural Academia re-moisturize her hair, and she always just talks and it always just entertains the fuck out of me. And then I watched Stacey Theroux do a story time, and she's talking about her freshman year of college, and I was like, I want to do the same. She specifically talked about a stalker story, but my freshman year stalker, I honestly don't remember what he did. I just have it in my notes that I consider him a stalker. So we might just talk about my freshman year in general, because if you don't know, your freshman year of college, if you're someone who not like goes out a lot, but like if you even just have it in your head that you want to make friends your freshman year of college, your freshman year will be a movie. Like, if you're not over focused on school, because you really can be over focused on school in college. Like, yes, you want the grades, but it should not be taking up all of your time. Like, it literally is not that much. And I'm an engineering major, so you have to listen to me. Since my eyebrows are not threaded right now, they're gonna have a thicker look. That doesn't actually look bad, but it's just personally not what I prefer. But we move anyways. Do you guys want to see what I'm saying? Probably. I have yet to ever explain what I'm using, and I'm like, should I explain what I'm using today, or am I just talking again? I'm feeling really talkative today, but like, do I have enough time to explain what I'm using? I'll explain what I'm using, but I won't give instructions because I don't want to have too much to edit. Also, I did record a YouTube video. I got a synthetic wig and I laid up my first wig and everything, but the video is so long, I don't know if it'll ever get edited. Like, I have a max. If it goes over an hour, I don't know if I can actually edit something that long. But I'm just using black eyeshadow to fill out my eyebrows, and it's Juvia's Place, the Saharan. I guess I'm talking about my freshman year today. What I can remember of it right now, because I honestly feel like right now I'm not remembering the most. And since I was inspired by Stacey's stalker story, but I don't remember my stalker story, I'll try to explain what someone has to do for me to give them the stalker label, because that was not the first time someone got the stalker label from me. I remember the first time, but we don't need to talk about high school. High school was a waste of time. The reason why I have this person's name in my notes as a stalker is not because I keep note of my stalkers. I keep note of every guy who has hit me up since I started college. Am I crazy? No. I like documenting memories, okay? So I just have a list of every person from the first person to now. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer to carve out my brow. If you care about the shade, I don't know, I find that really annoying. I feel like you should match your own shade, but G6 987 Beautiful Bronze, if you must, you know? I don't know what number he comes on in the list, and I'm gonna try to avoid having to check my phone for anything because that's what I'm recording on. So we're just going off my brain right now, which is not the best because I don't have the best memory, which is why I have notes of everything. But I don't know what number he is on the number of people who have hit me up, but does that matter? No. I think he's like 4 or 5, but it doesn't matter. So let me tell you things that guys can do to be designated a stalker by me. I don't know which one of these things this guy did, but I just know what it takes for me to be like, you need to stop. The main stalker ick for me, like one of the things I hate the most, is when a guy will just tell you that they are coming to your location. And they didn't ask or anything. They're just like, they're either like, I know you're here, I'm coming, or they're like, oh, you're here, I'm coming. And then I'm like, no, you're not. And for some reason, every guy that has done this, every time I'm like, no, you're not, they have the audacity to be like, yes, I am. Which is where I cross the line, and I will escape from where I'm at if I have to. If someone that you don't know that well just told you they're coming to your location, whether you like it or not, when you just said you would rather they didn't, and they say they're still coming, I'm jetting. I'm not staying. Why would I be staying? Why would I willingly stay and get kidnapped or murdered or trafficked? No, I'm leaving. So most of my stalker situations have led to this moment where they tell me they're gonna be somewhere I'm at when I don't want them to be. And not even like, oh, I don't want them to come here or something like that. I don't know these people that well. And they're men, and they're just telling me I'm coming there. That's not okay. I shouldn't have to explain this. I'm not gonna over explain this. Just there, I'm somewhere, they tell me I'm coming out of the blue. So another facet of this is them being able to find your location. It's a no for me. Why did you take the time to figure out where I was is my problem when we're not even friends? No. This discussion is stressing me out because I'm just thinking about the times that this has happened, and it's just like, what is wrong with the men? Another way this could happen is if I post something about where I'm at, which honestly, yeah, that's my fault, and I'm going to stop doing that. I don't even know if I really do that now, but I'm never letting anybody find out where I am. When influencers say they post where they're at after they leave, I think we should all practice that. I thought of another thing that can get you on my stalker list. I don't have a list, but it'll get you labeled as a stalker. When guys self-proclaim you as their friend or girlfriend to other people, and you hear it from other people and not even from them, no. Absolutely not. Are you lying? You must be joking. Somebody else comes up to you and they're like, oh, are you dating so-and-so? Meanwhile, you've spoken to them twice. Let's move on. Basically, aggressive men will get you on my stalk list. People knowing where I'm at and everything. I hate when people know where I'm at. I can't do this anymore. I can't with the male species. While I do this, I'll try to remember other beautiful freshman experiences. My freshman year was the COVID year. Not the year COVID started. It was the year COVID had been a thing for so long. Every school decided they were gonna try to keep it going in the glimpse of a global pandemic. Was that smart? No. I'll try to talk about experiences that might have only happened during that year because of COVID. Many people were online, not very smart of my school, but lucky for me, we were allowed to live on campus. But I'm telling you, our campus was a ghost town because it was just freshmen. Like, only freshmen were dumb enough to agree to live on a campus with hundreds of students in the midst of a global pandemic and pay for that at the same time. Crazy. I will say we didn't know what we were signing up for though. We just wanted to start college, honestly. I think when most people in college think of college, they think of lots of people and stuff. It was not like that for us. And I'm telling you, half the buildings were closed most of the time, or since it was all freshmen, we didn't know we could go into those buildings. So really it was like we either went to our 1 or 2 classes that were in person, or we were in our dorm doing our online classes, or we were wandering around campus making friends with any freshman you could find. Deadass. A second thing that not many college students have to deal with is sneaking into dorms that are not yours. In a normal college functioning campus, you can walk into other dorms very easily. The only thing is your key card won't get you in, but like you can walk in with other people who live there. You won't get in trouble. It's nothing crazy. During this pandemic year though, there was rules on where you could and couldn't be, and basically you were not supposed to be in any dormitory that was not yours. But of course, nobody listened. Why would we listen? So during my pandemic year, in order to basically hang out indoors with any of the random other freshmen you met walking around campus, we had to sneak into each other's dorms all the time. It was kind of ridiculous. They really should have just let us like go into other people's dorms. But I get it. It was a pandemic. We were all spreading around this sickness. I got COVID. It was really a fair rule, but I'm going to complain this whole video even though the rules were fair. It was fair. Disclaimer, the rules were fair, but I'm just gonna complain about it. I think if you got caught in another dorm, the RA would like take down your like, they would look at your card and get your username or something. I don't know, but they just took your information and you got like a strike. And I think after a certain amount of strikes, they could go as far as like kick you out or something. It was really maddening. I personally never got caught. I had friends who have gotten caught, but only one strike. I don't know anybody who has had multiple. Actually, I know one person got suspended. I knew one person got suspended, but I wasn't close to them, so I don't really know how bad it got if you got caught too many times. Another beautiful part of living on a campus during a global pandemic was getting tested all the time and never knowing whether that test was going to be positive or negative. Honestly, that's how it felt, because we were going to classes. Most of us were sneaking into places we weren't supposed to be, but mainly we're going to classes. We were all a danger to everyone. I'm pretty sure like too many of us got COVID during this whole year. I don't think many of us made it through without it. It was like our pal. So they did like a randomized thing, I think, where they would randomly pick people to get tested. Some people filled out a form to say they weren't gonna do it for religious reasons just because they were like, I don't know, stupid, but like some people got out of it. Most of us just dealt with it, and we would all go to the gym, I think like every 2 weeks, and get tested if we were randomly chosen. And you know, then half of us would get kicked out because we were spreading around the virus like crazy. So if I'm correct, the beginning of my first year, if you got COVID, you had 2 options. Leave campus, find somewhere to quarantine, or go in a hotel, I think paid for by the campus, and quarantine there. But if you quarantined in the hotel, they kept you locked up like it wasn't a joke. If you went home and quarantined and stuff, your parents might be a little less strict. Kind of like my family. I stayed away from my family, but like we had an extra room with the bathroom and stuff. I was lucky. But basically, If you got COVID, you was kicked off campus for 2 weeks. That's just how it was. Your roommate was too. Sorry, freshman roommate, if you're watching. So it was a beautiful time. It's crazy. It was scary. You never knew when, you know, you were gonna ruin it for everyone you've ever hung out with in the last couple weeks because you didn't know if you had it or you didn't have it. It was really crazy. Freshman year was a movie. Freshman year is a movie, global pandemic or not, I'm telling you. So that was a few things that were different, just living on a campus during a pandemic. But let me think of things that happened that are just normal freshman year activities. One thing that I'm pretty sure is crazy for any college campus, maybe not the religious ones, but I wouldn't know. But if you're looking for freshman year crazy on a college campus, then be there during Halloween. Halloween is basically party weekend for any and everyone. Anywhere, any time of the day, illegal substances everywhere. It's just like what you'd imagine college to be like, but on drugs. That's what Halloween is. Is this interesting? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm getting like really bored. I feel like nothing I'm talking about is interesting right now, but I'm gonna try and still edit this and post this. I always watch people do their makeup and I always judge whether I think their foundation matches them or not. And I feel like this is very much giving Mikkel, this doesn't match, but I just feel like it does, okay? When you see the final product, maybe. I also go to college in a city, so I feel like that might be why things are crazy. But Halloween is everyone in their little horror fits, drunk and crazy, just walking through the streets. And like, you think I'm joking, but like, I'm really not. I feel like it's almost not like Mean Girls. Is it like Mean Girls? Maybe the costumes are like Mean Girls. Do I go for like a cute horror fit costume? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But I'll always be looking cute. I have to. I'm doing a bright under eye and I like never do a bright under eye, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see what happens. And now I'm gonna go reference the picture again because I forgot what it looks like. Alright. It is just a bright under eye with a lot of blush. Maybe some contour. I'll try to add some contour. I don't really be contouring like that. So Halloween is crazy. How my campus is set up, there are some apartments / houses that people live in, like a couple, basically like feet away from campus. Nothing is a far walk. The most you'll walk is a mile, and I think if you're walking a mile, you probably shouldn't be going wherever you're going. Obviously, you're not really gonna get away with throwing a rager on school housing unless it's an apartment. Some people try that out a little bit, but they have security there. So the houses and the apartments not far, like a street away, is where everybody throws their little ragers. But everybody's houses are tightly packed and a lot of them are college students, so basically there's like 5 to 10 different parties on like one street. It's kind of insane. I will say I've had 2 different experiences on my campus. My freshman year was not the Black or African college student experience. Mine was more the POC / white, if that makes sense. There was still some color, there was some black parts. So I feel like the Caucasians are where you find more of the ragers, excessive drug use, too much going on. So that's why I'm talking like this is all crazy, but my college experience is not like this now because I spend more time with my brothers and sisters, if you get what I'm saying. But if you want to go to a rager, that's where you gotta go. Did I personally want to go to Rager? No. But did I want to go somewhere? Yeah. So I had to go to the Rager. Like, there wasn't really much else going on, especially this was during COVID time, so like this was all I could find. And I tried. I looked, this was all I could find. There was a black one, but it's like all the black people gravitated towards there. So imagine a whole yard with like sardines packed of people. So I had to go to the POC white side anyway. I just had to, so yeah, that's how it was. So Halloween is crazy. I won't go into details. I'm just letting anybody who plans to partake know that Halloween is crazy. During this Halloween weekend, many things happened. My friend got her foot ran over by a car. Somebody was chased by the police. I'm not sure if that was the same weekend though. I think it was around the same time, but I could be wrong. Ooh, I don't know if I still have a video, but like there was one time where there was cops all over the street and there were like cars. It was backed up, like people were trying to go. I don't know where these people were trying to go. I think there's like some people that live around there that aren't college students, which is kind of insane, and I feel bad for them. But the street's covered in cars, like nobody can go anywhere, and everybody decides to like coagulate in the street. Some people want to dance on a car, be crazy in the middle of the street. I didn't stay too long for that because, you know, I'm a black woman. The popo was around at my PWI. I wasn't gonna stay super long, you know what I mean? But those are just some things that happened during Halloween. I'm not gonna go into details because why would I incriminate myself? Oh, I'm using the NARS, I think it's the Radiance one. It's that new one everyone's trying. In the shade Molly. Freshman year is a movie. Period. I haven't even used this, but I just want to say I don't like this. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'm not a fan. I have this one. Cool Tan. As in, not for people my shade. I'm like really excited. I've never put in so many preliminary measures for a college semester before. A lot of it is just like take what you can get, go with whatever offers I'm given. But this year is very much the Mikkel year, the I'm in control as long as I can help it year, because freshman year stuff went wrong academically, sophomore year stuff went wrong socially, and then stuff went wrong academically again, and it just made the whole experience a lot less fun. And just knowing how fun it could be or even should be, I'm very much like I'm putting as many preliminary measures in place to make sure that this year is successful. I'm probably definitely still making mistakes at the same time, but I'm doing the best I can to avoid anything that I've experienced already. So hopefully in future videos we'll get a glimpse of whether everything goes well for me or not, or I'll try to hide it if everything goes badly, but we'll see what happens. So fingers crossed for my next year of college. Even when things go wrong, I do really like college. So yeah. I want to say what could go wrong, but I would have said the same thing the last 2 years and I was proved wrong every time. So we're just hoping for, I want to finish strong, at least. Finish feeling like not any type of down, if that makes sense. Yeah. From freshman year to now, I'm excited. I love college. I love it, which is kind of crazy. I can't believe I just said that I like it. Nobody would have expected it. Actually, everyone in college gets it, because like I think most of us like it. But I just like, everyone would tell me they loved college and stuff, and I was just like, I don't think I'll ever be that person, because I hated high school. But if you're worried about college being too much like high school, I would say it's not identical to high school, so you're good on that end. And it's way easier to get away from people you don't like. You don't have the same class with them at the same time every day. So college is way more free. College is just a whole different way of life than high school. If any of you guys watching are for some reason in college, if you're in college, maybe give any advice. If you're not in college, going to college maybe, and comment anything you're worried about, and we can confirm or deny on like if that's something to be worried about. So we're gonna turn off the camera, finish my makeup, and I'll come back when it's done. Okay. Oh, everything is done. The last thing I have to do is my lips. While I do my lips, I want to try and give advice, I guess. This piece of advice I feel like is relevant for any year in college, because you might not have even noticed an issue like this or anything. But as I was talking about before, I'm really trying to set everything up to have a successful semester. And there's like a lot of different ways to do that. And since I've been in college a number of years, I have a pretty good idea of what I want and don't want. So I would say if you're a freshman, try to think about what you want or don't want. There's things that you're gonna find out that you want or don't want that you didn't know about before, but try and think about things you know you want or don't want, and be really hard on those decisions. Like, try to be really strict on that, because like when you compromise, that is usually when stuff goes wrong. I'll give some examples, but it's really up to you, because for my first example, my cousin, the way she likes to schedule her classes is to where there's time for everything. She doesn't want her exams to be on the same day. Like, she will figure out what day they have what exams to make sure that it's not on the same day, so she has time to study. She has a certain day of the week where she would prefer to not have classes than others. Like, for example, with the weekend, she said she would rather have Monday off, so it feels like an extended weekend rather than Friday off, because if anything, it just feels like your weekend is ending the same time everyone else's does, even though it was longer. So some things are super specific like that. Some things are on the more general side. With me with classes, I'm not that serious about it. I just stay 18 credits or less, because I was dumb enough to do more than that one semester, and it did not work for me. I wouldn't recommend it. If you can have a day off, I would give yourself a day off. If you could have more than one day off, like if you can have it work that way, that's how I prefer stuff. I just like my schedule to look pretty, if that makes sense, like visually. When you look at the weekly calendar, that's just my own personal thing. When it comes to making friends, if anyone does anything that you're just like about, like, don't like try to stick around too long. Always give people their chances and stuff, but in college you do not need to stick around that long with people, because people show you who they are, and if someone is showing you that they're probably not the best person to be around, don't let them stick around just to do you dirty. Be strict on who you become close to, who you don't become close to. Living arrangements, freshman year, I went random and it worked out for me, but going random is a risk. Living with a friend is a risk. Living with someone you know but you're not that close with is a risk. So like, really think hard about what would you prefer and not prefer. I lived with some people one time who never took the time to set any boundaries, and because of that, they were okay breaking certain boundaries with me that I would rather not have broken on. And yes, I should have tried harder to set those boundaries myself, but they were just not the type of people who cared to do so. And that ended up backfiring on me with certain things. Even little things. You don't want to have to deal with too many little problems with somewhere you're living. In some cases in college, where you live is literally your safe space. So like, think about what you would need or prefer where you're living, because if this is about to be your safe space, you better make it a good one. Do you care if your roommate brings random people over? Or does that make you feel unsafe? Are you fine with taking out the trash all the time, or do you need someone who will agree with you to take turns? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Do you want to live with someone you have to interact with a lot, or do you want to live with someone you can live alone or feel like you're living alone? Or do you kind of thrive off living with someone you know? In college, like, today I was looking at all the different facets of life, and I'm not sure if I can remember them all, but if you Google those things, think about certain things you need regarding those, and really think about like what in college could mess that up. Like, financial wise, are you gonna choose to live somewhere nice just to have a bigger tuition bill? Like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Social life, who are you willing to stay around and not stay around? Who do you know from high school or before that you're okay with bringing into your college experience? Because those people could ruin your college experience. Physically, like, keep up with your health and stuff like that. What things are you okay with taking part in that could be harmful to you, or where you're not okay with taking part in or even being around that could be harmful to you? So yeah, I would just maybe Google the facets of life and think about how those could play a part in your college experience and how you could control some of those things if you don't want any issues in that area. Because I don't think anything is worth the risk, honestly. I don't think I've ever like left something to chance. That's not true. But most of my issues are from things that I just let happen and I didn't think would lead to anything bad. People made little warnings and stuff and I just assumed I would be fine. And then I was complaining about it later, you know what I mean? So like if you are about to sign up for anything that you kind of feel like isn't a good idea, I would just say don't do it. That's my main advice. Leave any comments if you have advice. Leave any comments on anything specific if you feel like you need advice. But yeah, I'm almost done with my lipstick. I hope you enjoyed my video. I honestly got bored myself sometimes, but I like where it ended, you know, with this advice and stuff. I'm gonna add gloss and then I'll be done. Follow me on TikTok if you want to see any TikToks with this final look that I do. Comment for any product information that I did not explain. For the main part of this look, like the foundation and the powder and stuff, I explained most of what I was using. The powders I was using were Laura Mercier, a brown one and a white one. This is the final look. I'll show you guys up close. The bright under eye is cute, but I used white powder, and maybe because it's on top of a brown foundation, it kind of oxidized and it's not as bright anymore, but I still like it. I really like everything going on here, honestly. I really like this look. But anyways, yeah, comment anything. If you need any advice, have any advice, any future videos you might want to see, or if you want to know anything, follow me on Instagram and follow me on TikTok. And thank y'all for watching.